Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to carry out the standard driving test or trade test for long haul driver in order for a driver candidate to qualify for such position in North America. You know, when I was working in Saudi Arabia, some of our long haul drivers applied and passed the trade test for Canada, and majority passed the test. The driving exercise test is quite difficult for first timer going through this test exercise. But because we knew all along of the standard, the candidates were able to prepare and practice sometime before submitting their job applications. You know, these are the steps in assessing driver job candidates. First is doing interview with the candidate to find out some information in terms of qualifications, driving experience, and other things. Then the candidate will take the written test. Then the driving skills test will be carried out. After successfully completing the interview and written test, the candidate will be shortlisted for the practical driving test exercises. But in this video, we'll just be focusing on the 4 basic control skills test exercises, which I said earlier, standard driving test implemented for North America job application. There are 4 steps to be completed for the candidate to qualify for the job. First, I'm going to show you and explain the first step, which is forward, stop, and backing up exercise. Second is driving on 90 degrees, right angle turn, and back up. Third is parallel parking exercise, and the fourth and last one is alley ducking exercise. And the last driving assessment is driving in the highway, but I'm not gonna cover that here as I know that you already know how it's gonna be done. But before I proceed with the 4 exercises, I would like you to know that in the Middle East, most drivers are assessed based on this exercise, which is called figure 8, forward and reverse. As for me, this is easier or easily done than the standard implemented in North America. The rule in this exercise is the candidate must be able to complete the figure 8 forward and reverse within 6 minutes and maximum of 3 hits on the drums. And only 1 attempt on chicane is allowed. Now let's go to the 4 basic driving tests. 4 basic control skills test will be tested using the exercise off-road sufficient for the required vehicle movement. On scoring, the driving instructor or assessor will score the number of times the candidates hit or cross over an exercise's boundary, and that will count as an error. The assessor will also score the number of times the candidate stop and change direction or pull up during the exercise. Errors will be explained to the candidate prior to the beginning of its exercise. The candidate is allowed a total of 3 attempts to pass the skills or driving test. Candidate will be asked to drive forward between 2 rows of cones or lines and bring the vehicle to a stop. He will be asked to reverse the vehicle in a straight line between 2 rows or cones or lines without touching or crossing over the exercise boundaries. Actually, it would be easy to find out whether the candidate is a real trailer driver or just a straight truck driver, like a 6-wheeler or a 10-wheeler straight truck. If the trailer is keeping on drifting on reverse, either left or right, then the candidate does not know how to turn the steering wheel properly. Candidate will be given 3 attempts to complete the straight reversing exercise without drifting the trailer. Otherwise, the driving assessment will be discontinued. If the candidate is able to complete successfully within 3 attempts a straight line backing up, then the candidate will proceed to the next exercise. The second step now is the 90 degrees right angle turn forward. Candidate will be asked to drive forward and make a right turn around a cone or lines or marker. The rear wheel should come as close to the cone or marker as possible without touching it. Candidate, after completing the right angle turn forward, will then be asked to drive the rig still on the 90 degrees, but in reverse direction. Candidate will be asked to park in a parallel parking space that is on his right. He is to drive past the parking space and reverse it into bringing the rear of the trailer as close as possible to the rear of the space without crossing side or rear boundaries marked by cones. Candidate is to try to get the vehicle completely into the space. And the last of the 4 exercises, the alley duck. Candidate will be asked to side reverse the vehicle into an alley, bringing the rear of the vehicle as close as possible to the rear of the alley without going beyond the exercise boundary marked by a line or row of cones. The candidate may be able to park this in the loading dock of a warehouse if this exercise is completed successfully. However, the candidate still has to pass the highway driving assessment, which we are not going to cover in this video. So this is it for today. I hope you like this video. And if you do, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you will be notified of my next videos. And thank you for watching.